Brainstorming is one of the teaching strategies by which the teacher draws up a brainstorm cloud on the board with the ideas placed inside it. Introducing the questions would assist the students in their learning abilities to think outside. It is a student-centered process by which the learning is focused on the student's ability to discover and research from their own observations. Brainstorming is a collaborative and solo effort which requires thinking and research skills. Students' attention to the topic, respecting peers and their beliefs are essential. Allowing students to be risk takers in their response and being confident are the fundamental aspects of brainstorming. In group-based learning, the teacher can give the opportunity to students to decide who they want to team up with. Mixing up the smaller groups with different peers of the opposite sex allows students to be less disruptive in the class. Active engagement in group discussions and learning through critical analysis is enforced. Communication between peers and decisive planning skills from the students is what matters. Teaching the Year 6 English class on reading their favorite wildlife book and by incorporating the brainstorming strategy would allow students to reflect on the book. Initiating a question would allow students to think carefully about it. Brainstorming usually takes about 15 minutes. Students would pick their preferred topic and share their knowledge as to why they had chosen that topic. Using guided brainstorming would also aid the students' learning. Example: if the person found the lost dog, what should he or she do? Thinking about pet ownership, students can form groups or work independently to discuss and research about the topic. Researching the topic is a form of inquiry-based learning. Teaching the Year 4 and 5 mathematics class about measurement and using the group-based teaching strategy would allow students to be involved in the learning physically and mentally. Collaborating in a mixed group would allow students to share their understanding with each other. Structuring the class and content will ensure that learning is accessible to everyone. Implementing the scaffolding approach would aid the students in their decision-making in mathematics. The impacts of brainstorming on student learning are: the proposed question raised by the teacher allows students to listen, think, and to respond with their ideas. The facilitation of brainstorming depends on whether it is structured, unstructured, or group. Students' knowledge are equally shared. The downside is the pressure placed upon students to answer the question. Student domination of the topic is prohibited as everyone is allowed to have a say. The unstructured phase would allow students to think freely without any pressure during the brainstorming. Ideas are expressed without any criticism. The downside to this is that dominating students tend to answer all the questions. However, in the group phase, the whole class is divided into smaller groups. Time is a critical factor in the discussion. Students are more relaxed and are willing to learn as a group. The impact of group-based learning on students' learning is: group-based learning allows students to develop high levels of thinking. Students would develop good communication and leadership skills. Being organized and self-reliant is encouraged. Self-confident and social skills are also developed. Cultural beliefs and different viewpoints are acknowledged and respected. It gives everyone an opportunity to research, share, and to grow with the knowledge. Reinforcing the idea of collaboration through integration promotes togetherness in reaching a common goal. Group-based learning strategy falls under the student-centered approach. Inquiry-based learning and cooperative learning is significant between the teacher and students learning in the classroom. Students take greater responsibility for their learning as a group or independently. The teacher plays a minimal role as students are the working force that promotes collaborative learning and initiative. A sense of autonomy among the students learning is enforced. Brainstorming and group-based learning are two strategies that I feel are effective for teaching practice because the teacher's delivery of the questions to the classroom audience helps to stimulate learning. Students are capable of responding more frequently to the background knowledge that they are familiar with. Brainstorming allows students to be focused with the thinking and the learning phase. Ideas which are generated from the teacher and students help to promote effective teaching practice. Group-based learning strategy allows students to be involved in the learning process. Implementing smaller groups are effective in the teaching practice as learning is divided equally. Students involved in group-based activities learn at different paces. Independent learning and self-initiative are encouraged rather than the teacher being present. Guiding and observing the students' learning is all part of the effective teaching practice. Choosing the right strategy and the effective delivery of the content is what matters.